So, you're gonna get another guy in your life.
I think so.
However briefly, what can you say about him?
He's really smart. She's really smart. It's gonna catch some fire. Be a little bit of flashy jazz hands. Something.
There's actually jazz hands. That would be really exciting.
I will do jazz hands in the next episode for you.
Okay. I'll be looking for that.
I'll remember that.
So sometime mid-season that we just like...
Although the left hand doesn't do it as well.
It's hard sometimes to do the same, both hands.
like it's just like this. It's like, do this.
That works too. Spirit fingers, jazz hands. You do what you need to do.
Okay. You do you.
Okay.
You do you. It's like one of my favorite lines. You do you, and I'll be over here. It's really fun. I think everyone's gonna really like the interaction, and it's a new interaction, which is always nice to have, especially with Felicity, because she doesn't see very many people.
Right.
So as soon as somebody new gets in, I mean, you act different around different people, and it's it's nice to see that in any storyline.
Right. So are your characters working together? Like, what capacity do you know each other?
Barry is needed.
Okay.
His expertise are needed, and it's an expertise that Felicity recognizes in him, and something that she's necessarily. She's not necessarily, the best person for the job. So she recognizes that in him, and he comes to help us out a little bit.
Okay. Does he know the undercover operation, or is this like above? He's like as part of Oliver Queen's business.
Yeah, he's like it's. Exactly. Like there's the whole facade, right? There's like all the icing and sprinkles on top of like, hi, I'm Oliver Queen, I'm a billionaire boy, and then I fight crime at night.
Right. So, how is the other, I guess, main man in your life, Oliver, going to react to having any competition about
I think when that happens, and I think Oliver reacts very truthfully to the situation, and I think. I mean, I've been in that situation before, and you have a friend or a best friend, and there's hair in my face. As soon as their attention starts to go awry, you're sort of like, well, where, you start to fade out as well, and you're just like, why do I feel different? And I mean I think that's a very, either jealousy comes out, or anger, or like complete isolation. Like all those things can happen, and
right.
And I think that's, I think the audience will appreciate how truthful he reacts.
That's good.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to beat him up or anything like that. I mean, it's just kind of fun to see Oliver beat people up.
You're sitting by the TV, like, you have to go.
Did you actually have to warn Grant Gustin about that, like that people might start hating him because he was coming in?
You know what? As soon as he got hazed on the show,
That's
because
good.
You got to, because it's Arrow. Like, we haze pretty much everything.
That sounds good. I like that.
It's buddy system over there. No, I didn't warn him. Maybe I should have, but I actually think people are really going to like it. So I think people will like it, not hate him. Like, I didn't realize like how much hatred Isabella Rocha was going to get.
She
got the bitch
for a fairly beloved actress playing the role.
Oh my gosh. Summer is amazing, and then watching her in Firefly, and then seeing her on the show, I was just like, oh my god, I'm freaking out.
Speaking of which, like, are you going to have any more interaction with that character?
I think so.
That was kind of fun. I mean,
she's around. Yeah, she's around.
And I mean, what would you say? Like, how is Felicity feeling about her? I mean, there's obviously
I think there's. I don't think she's gonna be friends with her.
No, probably not.
And I don't just mean that because of her sleeping with Oliver. I don't think like you can't really hate the girl except for the fact that she like left the room and like I think she can take the night off, and you're just sort of like, what the?
That was kind of not the nicest thing. Yeah.
But I didn't realize like how like angry people were thinking about her. When because we shot the next day after that episode aired, and Steven was like, yeah, like that got, and I was like, really? And I looked at Twitter and I was like, oh my gosh, guys.
Yeah, people get invested,
Yeah.
It can be...
Well, I'm happy.
Yeah, well, yes,
invest.
obviously.
I mean, invest in stocks, Coca-Cola, and DC Comics, and romantic relationships.
Since you've got so much more going on this season. What has been highlight for you? Like, what have you gotten to do? Like, what's been
I think
amazing?
just, I've never, as people know, I've never been able to play a character for this long of a time. I mean, ever in my life, except for myself. That's not very exciting. And then all the different versions of myself that I played, throughout high school. Just went through all of it. That's really the biggest reward is just getting. I feel like I know her really, really well. Besides the fact that there's not much story behind her, but like I know who she is.
Right.
And that's really special to me.
Right. So what story do you want for her?
I don't know what story I want. Like I haven't designed it, but what I really want to know is know her family, and I want her to have a girlfriend, or like a best friend, maybe a gay best friend, or something that she can have that sort of like emotional connection without like the romance being there. Because right now it's either Barry Allen comes in, or there's Oliver, and
right.
She has Diggle as a very supportive and like loving character as well. But there's just there's that there's an abyss in there too. Yeah. And I just want to see her. I want to see her with someone not talking or breathing about what they do at night or in her day job. I want her talking about movies or like Frozen or her trip to never going to Australia because she's like Australia, like her trip to Istanbul once or something, or like one time she went to Mexico when she was a child or something like that. Or her first scar or something like that.
Is there any sort of like Felicity backstory coming up at all?
Yes, I think in the next couple episodes, next couple episodes that we're going to film, so it'll be in the new year that will come out.
Very cool.